Hello, everybody. My name is Chris, and welcome to another thing we're going to watch. Because, shockingly, the Rebel Wolves team, the some of the guys that worked at CDPR and on The Witcher 3, they've shown off their new game, and they did a whole like was like an hour long reveal of different things for the Blood of Dawnwalker, which I've not looked into a lot. Have not. There was like one cinematic, like maybe a year or so ago, maybe longer, and it looked neat, right? Obviously, like dark fantasy, vampire, 14th century Europe, that kind of theme, and it's cool. And it's supposed to be like an open world RPG, action RPG, and I was like, great, cool. I'll just keep an eye on it. And now we got a whole thing, so we gotta check this out today. They did a whole big thing. So buckle up, settle in. It's gonna be interesting because I have no idea what they're gonna show off, but I'm excited about it. It's a big fan, obviously, big fan of The Witcher 3. We played it on the channel, and definitely we'll be checking this out whenever the time comes.
Dean, I want you to watch.
Every story begins somewhere.
It's a world that stays with you.
What did you do to me?
Ooh. Let's watch right out. This is it.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Blood of Dawnwalker's most important stream to date. My name is Dominika, and I'm the community lead here at Rebel Wolves, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, a streamer, YouTuber, and content creator, Lionheart.
Thank you so much, Dominika, and hello everybody. It is so nice to be back here at the Rebel Wolves studio, especially as we have so many amazing things to share with everyone today.
Oh, we do have so many. It's finally time to share more light on the release of the game, and yeah, I cannot wait to see everyone's reactions.
Speaking of everyone, of course, that means you at home. We want to start with a huge thank you for joining us while we're streaming today, and for those of you that are co-streaming to your own communities. We really appreciate it. But before we get into what's coming today, there is a chance that it might be some people's first time at a Blood of Dawnwalker stream. So, Dominika, can you tell us what the Blood of Dawnwalker is all about?
Yes, of course, the Blood
Here
of
we go.
Dawnwalker is the first chapter of a brand new RPG saga created by us here at Rebel Wolves. It's a dark fantasy, narrative-driven, epic adventure set in medieval Europe with a supernatural twist. So you can expect some meaningful stories, a rich open world, tough choices to make, strong characters, and of course, vampires and
Perfect.
other creatures of the night lurking in the shadows.
Well, they're always lurking, those creatures of the night, but how about we give you that quick overview of what's happening on today's stream? We're going to start off with some brand new gameplay footage, right?
That's right. A first look at some brand new footage focusing on the many cool features waiting for you in the open world of the Blood of Dawnwalker. Everything recorded in engine, on PC, on the latest build, and we're really excited to show you how far the game has come as we're getting ready for the launch.
Well, speaking of getting ready for the launch, there is a big thing that you're going to need, and we are going to share with you the next content. It is a story trailer for the Blood of Dawnwalker, and it does include one very vital piece of information, right?
Yes, the one thing that I know everyone here is waiting for, the release date. I just need to keep
shit.
my lips sealed for a few more minutes, and then it's finally all out in the open. We won't be keeping you in uncertainty until the end of the stream.
No, we won't tease you forever, but you may think that's already a lot. We have even more coming your way. We're going
Whoa.
to be talking about the tech requirements for playing and having
Thank
some
you.
of the Rebel Wolves devs dive deeper into the open world of the game too. But I mean, it wouldn't be a Dawnwalker stream if we didn't have one of those special music performances, right?
Yes, and some surprises, maybe some behind-the-scenes action as well.
Yes, that video is really cool. You definitely want to stick around to the end, but I'm not going to spoil a single bit of it. We're also going to be taking a look inside the box of the Blood of Dawnwalker, including the collector's edition of the game as well.
That's a lot of exciting stuff we have been so looking forward to sharing with you, so let's not prolong the intro anymore. Let's jump straight into our newest gameplay video. Enjoy.
Let's do it. This is a lot. This is big. Okay.
Peggy 18.
This is a stacked 54
Hi.
minutes.
My name is Ariana Sharkiewicz, and I'm one of the writers at Rebel Wolves. Over the past few months, we've shared quite a lot about the game's story. Today, we'll give you a glimpse of the activities our human by day, vampire by night protagonist Cohen can take on while exploring the open world. We start at night in our vampiric form, heading toward a vantage point to get a better sense of our surroundings. Reaching a vantage point
No way.
reveals nearby opportunities and helps us plan our next steps.
Oh, that's so cool.
Just gorgeous.
Ooh.
If you brave these woods, folks say they're chock full of monsters.
Okay, so observation
Village of
points.
Malagir. Codrin's family's land. Malagir Monastery. Its best days are long behind it. I don't think I'll find anything else here.
It's at night, but it's pretty.
Let's open them up and check nearby points of interest. Some are tied to Brancis's officers. More on them shortly. Others to hidden mysteries, haunted sites, and shrines used for fast travel, which can also serve as quest objectives. Let's mark one and head there.
Ooh. A lot of area. A lot of ground. Okay, that was pretty cool. That was a cool way to get down.
Early in the game, we can unlock a perk that allows us to transform into a wolf and move faster at night. It's
Shut
quicker
the
and more agile, though it comes with some limitations. There's also a daytime equivalent, but more on that later.
What was that?
That's so sick.
Someone in trouble.
It looks like we've come across a group in need of help. Whether we intervene is up to us, and both choices can lead to unexpected outcomes. We began
Ooh.
with death from above, allowing us to quickly eliminate an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper hand from the start.
You guys, just all
We
just
have
claws.
incorporated community feedback, and now there is no need to open the skill wheel to select a previously assigned ability. Instead, we can use quick selection.
I thought I was done for. Done for.
So did I, to be fair. Wasn't sure I'd get you out of this in time.
But you did. Bless you. Bless you.
For now, we need to recover. As a vampire, we restore health by feeding. Human blood is most effective, but in this case, we rely on animals. It's less efficient, but it will do.
Visceral.
Feeding increases our corruption level. It's shown next to the health bar at the bottom of the screen. The
You didn't
higher
loot
the
it.
corruption level, the more vampiric perks are unlocked for purchase. Nearby points of interest are marked on the map and indicated on the compass at the top of the screen. Let's head to the shrine. Here's the shrine. Damaged, so we can't use it yet.
Desecrated. Looks like the shrine's missing its heart. But maybe I could restore it. The tracks, they're fresh.
Vampire senses.
There's a trail nearby. Let's follow it.
That's cool. You see how far you can go for that bite.
A group of Brancis's soldiers has set up camp. Let's clear them out. Voracious Bite allows us to drink blood from an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper hand at the beginning of combat. But
Ooh.
we're not able to drain this enemy fully as his comrades quickly come to his aid.
Oh, so that was like a full. That's why it was like the unconscious and then like dead.
We use Piercing Shriek to briefly stun the weaker opponent, giving us an opportunity to take on his commander.
Southern.
When an enemy blocks and interrupts our attack chain, we can use Charge to prevent a counterattack.
Oh,
Voracious Bite can also be used during combat as an active perk, allowing us to regenerate some health.
Hope word of this reaches your master.
This is fun. This is cool.
With the camp destroyed, our infamy increases. More
Ooh.
about this in a moment.
So there's corruption
Let's
and
collect
infamy.
our loot. We found the shrine's missing heart, along with a manual that unlocks a new perk, Precision. Let's open our inventory and head to the Recipes tab. As
Nice.
I mentioned, the manual unlocks a new perk called Precision. Once we read it, it becomes available in the Character tab. Let's go
Oh.
there.
Cool.
The exclamation mark indicates that a new perk is available, but we can't purchase it yet. Perks can only be acquired at a shrine by spending experience points, which are earned by completing objectives. And since we've just finished one, we should be good to go. We've also found the shrine's missing heart, so we can now fix it. Let's head back.
So you can only level up at shrines. Or you can only buy
Welcome.
skills at shrines.
With the heart restored, the shrine is rebuilt. We can now use it. Let's start with the perks menu. In the Swordmaster abilities, we find Precision, now available for purchase. As you can see, it costs both experience points and a time segment, indicated by the hourglass icon. Let's learn it.
Time segments.
Now let's take a look at the Vrakiri perks. With our corruption level increased and another experience point available, we can unlock new abilities, again marked with an exclamation point. The corruption level required to purchase a perk is indicated in the tooltip on the right side of the screen. Let's purchase one. Time passes as we acquire new perks. The night comes to an end, the sun rises, and a new day begins.
Interesting.
Along with a new edict.
Or how that plays into everything.
Edicts
Time.
are tied to the infamy system we mentioned earlier. Several have already been proclaimed since the start of our journey. The higher our infamy, the harsher the edicts, and the more challenging the world becomes. It's a sign that Brensis is vigilant and reacts to our actions in Vale Sangora.
Oh, that's cool.
Infamy reflects how much we disrupt the operations of Brensis's followers. Let's take a closer look at one of his officers, Ambrose. In the right corner of the screen, we can see his level of aggression towards us. When it reaches its peak, a new questline is unlocked, influencing the story and shaping our future confrontation with Brensis.
Angry.
As you can see, multiple open-world activities are tied to Ambrose, all connected to his operations. Let's go back to the map to mark one of them, and then let's head there.
Well, that's cool. So this one's tied to those guys individually as well as everything else, and then your actions in the world that mess with them. That's what a cool way to
We've arrived near one of Ambrose's warehouses, storing
have that stuff
supplies.
affect everything.
Killed.
Go back where you came from.
I don't.
Time to restore the order.
Charge is an ability shared between human and vampire forms. This enemy was weak enough to stun them with it.
Ooh. The combat and the music take me right back to The Witcher. In that. Oh.
The Vrakiri store blood in places like this. Ambrose
Makes my head
is
snap.
responsible for keeping it safe.
Mm.
Oh, but we're not going to make his job any easier.
To make it
Another
mad.
group of soldiers stands in our way. We open with Broad Swing to weaken as many opponents as possible. Then follow up with Burning Blood, which briefly staggers the enemy and applies a damage over time effect.
Dude.
What do we have here?
The prisoner's fate is grim. Their blood is drained, then stored in places like this, where it awaits distribution to Brensis and his officers.
Ooh, you can collect the blood.
Feels nice. Hitting them where it hurts.
Seems like time plays a big thing, and then there's the 22 days left. Seems like the main
With
quest.
the supplies destroyed, our infamy rises again. We've disrupted Umbrus's operations enough for now. Let's move on to another point of interest, a haunted site. Earlier we showed you how we can move faster at night by transforming into a wolf. To increase our speed during the day, we can unlock a hex called Mercurial Fervor.
Ooh,
Haunted
hex.
sites are only accessible during the day, as they require blood magic, unavailable in vampiric form. Defeating them strengthens our magical abilities, but also puts our combat skills to the test.
Huh.
The spirits here are restless. Perhaps I could help them somehow.
Astral Communion. One. Oh, that's cool. Oh, then you fight them. Because they're restless, so you put them to bed.
All of the enemies are nicely grouped together. It's a perfect opportunity to use Ravenous Flock, a perk that damages opponents in an area twice. First on activation, and then in the follow-up attack.
Rest now.
The enemies are defeated, so let's collect our loot.
Yes.
These haunted sites may reward us with ancient texts, allowing Cohen to become an even more powerful wielder of magic.
It's pretty cool.
And
There's like
that's
swordsmanship.
just a brief look at open world activities.
Magic
Many more await,
and
often tying
vampirism.
back to the main objective and opening up new storylines along the way.
That's pretty rad. And the fact that that was like actual, like full, real gameplay too.
Welcome
It's
back,
like,
everybody, and I am so
Good.
excited that you finally got to see more of the game's open world. All those little flavors that you've just got to see, whether that's the shrines that you now know about or the vistas that open up areas on the map. It is so cool. And that Brensis' clique also, the quests that they have out in the world are going to impact things.
Yes, yes. Everything you do in the open world influences the story, your story. So you can work your way into breaking up Brancis' network of allies if you want. It comes with some risks, but also, you know, might offer some interesting rewards. So you'll need to decide how to approach that.
Well, I love it when my
That's such a
decisions
cool
actually
thing.
make an impact in a game. I mean, to ruffle their feathers or to not ruffle their feathers. That is the question. And yes, I probably could be more English. Thank you for checking. But
And the
one
answer
thing
is
I did
yes.
see in there, more important than my Shakespearean skills, Cohen can turn into a wolf. How cool's that?
I know, right? It is our nod to the original Dracula novel and to our team, of course, our wolf pack.
That makes sense. I mean, I now understand why there isn't a horse, and it's great to see a nod to the wolf pack as well. But it isn't the only ability we just got a glimpse of. We saw different vampiric and magical abilities that players can use as well.
Yeah, many of them can be discovered by exploring hidden, mysterious places, finding forgotten books. You can uncover the lost past, learn its secrets, and use those secrets to your advantage.
I really love that the system isn't linear when you're learning skills. It isn't just get experience, get skill point. I'm going to be rewarded for exploring the world.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
feels so cool. I can't wait to go all over Vale Sangora and try and find every single one of them.
Well, I know you will be doing that, I know. And it is fun, trust me. Anyway, I think it is time for the most important part of today's stream, the Blood of Dawnwalker story trailer. See you on the other side.
No, for real, everything,
Peggy,
like the
18.
choice and how it, like, your stuff changes the world. It's awesome. Very underused.
Go in.
I want you to watch.
What did you do to me?
Oh shit.
Where are they? Where are my family?
Jesus. The coronation. It's in 30 days.
So Princess wants to be a prince now. And mark the occasion with my family's blood.
Brentsis will rip you to shreds. There might be another way. If you are to stand a chance, you need to prepare. You need to take risks. Find allies.
I have no love for Princess's regime. He is a
Cool.
vile monster.
Some have already taken up arms, haven't they?
A Vrakir joining the rebellion? Are you serious? What on earth are you?
It's as if the Vrakir in you is dormant during the day and awakens with nightfall.
You're not the only one wanting to see Brentsis turn to ash. We're in for a rough time. Follow me and do your best to survive.
It's easy to go a step too far. Go down a path you can't turn back from.
I think it's high time you tell me what the hell is going on.
In the end, it's every man for himself.
As I see it, we're both far beyond redemption.
Doesn't mean we should kill people on a whim. I'm just trying to save my family.
Good. Bad. Fairy tales. People tell themselves to preserve their sanity.
God, it's so cool. September? No
We're
shot.
back and we've got
What?
the release date.
We have the release date September 3rd. Mark your calendars. It's only 4 months away.
4 months is not a long time. It's going to be here before
That's
we know
crazy.
it. And
Oh
that
my God.
trailer, it was absolutely packed. I can already imagine everybody screenshotting, going over and
I was
analyzing it on
sucked in.
Discord and Reddit. I can't wait to read through those later.
That's
There is
so
a
cool.
lot to unpack there, that's true. And our devs will actually dive a bit deeper into it in a moment as well.
Fair enough. Well, I won't steal their thunder. Remember, that release date is September 3rd, 2026. Don't forget it, write it down. But we have some more information that you
4
might
months.
need that you've been waiting for, and that is the
That's
technical
crazy.
requirements.
Let's do that. Let's put up that nice infographic made by Mateusz, our amazing graphic designer, and show it to everyone. Okay, so we can see the minimum requirements. That's everything
hold
we
on.
need to run the Blood of Dawnwalker.
All right, I gotta pause this real quick. That is, let's see, right? So at 1080p 60 FPS, you have 5060. Interesting. So nothing is talking about ray tracing, which is nice, because I feel like that really skews the requirements when you're like including ray tracing to run, right? And it's all native, so it's not upscaled. It's all native 1080p, native 1440p, right? And so the big difference is your graphics card and your VRAM. All right, continue, carry on.
On your PC, the recommended requirements that we feel will provide you with a great experience, and of course, Ultra for the highest settings.
Of course, and we still have so many other important things to share with you as well, including the contents of the different game editions. But before we do that, I know you want to hear more from those Rebel Wolves devs, so we're going to see where they're exploring today.
Yes, let's give the floor to Daria Berry-Zapata, our lead gameplay animator, and Piotr Kucharski, our writer, who will tell you more about what you, as a player, can expect to see and do in the open world of Sangora.
Ah, but it's not just them, right?
There's also Dorota Rutkowska, our producer, and Maciej Wiśniewski, senior level designer, who will give you a bit more insight into how that open world came to life. Okay, guys, take it away.
Here we go for the devs themselves. I was gonna say, wow, it looks so real. Pretty sure that's just outside. Or is it? I don't know. Okay, wait. No, it's real. It's real. I don't usually go out there. I forget what it looks like sometimes. Chapter 1. Stories Untold.
Every story begins somewhere. And this time, we wanted to take you on a journey to one of the places that inspired us while creating the world of the Dawnwalker, the majestic Polish mountains.
There is something about this place, its scale and freedom, that makes me think that this is the best spot to talk about our open world.
Yeah, totally. And you can feel a very similar feeling while walking through Vel Sangora, because you can feel the grandeur of the mountains, right?
Of course, and you know, when creating the world, we wanted to make it as familiar as possible, but also distinct. So, you know, the players could really admire it. There is the beauty, and underneath the beauty, there is life, there are mysteries, and of course, there are hidden threats. So day and night, just like playing as a vampire or a human, they both offer engaging experiences, but ones that will differ. So we will meet different creatures, different challenges, and of course there will be different opportunities waiting for you.
Yeah, but there's something to be found pretty much everywhere, right?
You bet. And what I, as a writer, really love about our open world is that it is equally supported both by lore and gameplay. So there is an explanation behind everything that you will see. For example, there are those little shrines next to the road, and of course there is a narrative explanation behind them. They were erected to resemble Brancis, to strengthen the perception of him as the Lord of the Valley.
Yeah, those shrines, and some new frescoes, and some of those coins that he minted with the coat of his arms. That was brilliant. He did think of everything. And it's interesting with vampires, or Valkyrie, as people call them in our game, because they don't care about money, do they?
No,
the only thing that is important to them is the blood taxation.
Exactly. You know, on one hand, they are monsters. They demand blood. They overtook the valley by force. They reshaped religion so it suits their needs. On the other hand, if you look closely, you can say that their rule doesn't really differ much from what the mortal lords before them were doing, before the Valkyrie took over.
Yeah, it is really interesting because, like, vampires, they think of themselves as superior beings. Like, humans are just like animals to them. They're like herd. But it's also interesting that if you have a herd, you need to take care of it. So if they want humans to be used properly, they want them healthy, they want them strong, so they need to take care of them, right?
Yeah, it is a very interesting aspect of our open world. Vampires give blood to humans as well. So the inhabitants of the valley, they are healthier. Their children are both stronger. And on the other hand, it raises the question about the morality of this world. To what extent are the monsters really monsters? And you know, to what extent they just introduced a new different system of ruling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, those moral ambiguities were really important to us when we were creating this story.
I like that. Moral ambiguity. Thought experiments. That's gonna be cool.
All these moral ambiguities we talked about, they tie into the characteristics of all the vampires we meet in the game, right? And they do have some really cool animations, don't they?
Yeah, of course they do. I absolutely loved working on those animations.
Right.
You know, we actually used one of the former UFC champions because we were looking for an actor who would be perfect for Bakir, the big guy, the big boss, who is so big, but he's also agile and quick. So, you know, this guy was perfect. And, you know, he's also a gamer, so he was just a perfect match. He understood the character, and he also understood the gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it's really awesome when those things work together when creating a game. And it's not only about those special abilities, but also about combos, finishes, and everything that makes combat look really dynamic. And it's especially important when it comes to Cohen and his, you know, dual nature.
Oh yeah, of course. Cohen was the most important character in the game, obviously, so we wanted to make him amazing, right?
Yeah.
And he was a challenge. Like, you know, he is at the beginning of his story, and he is just learning everything. He's not a sword master, or he is also not a seasoned vampire. So we did want to show a little bit of uncertainty in his moves and things like this. Then you start discovering some really cool moves, some combos, and you can start using the claws. You can bite people. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all what the gaming is about, right? And it's also about creating a world that is both unique and characteristic, but also feel like it could exist just beside you.
Right, I wonder how lost you can get in it. It looks like a big area, right? It's a whole valley, so I'm wondering. Curious.
When we're creating that world of our game, we really wanted to make it feel alive and interesting by adding a lot of detail. So when you go through the village, you might see a lot of people just sitting in front of their houses and doing some jobs and work. And us animators, we always like to add a little bit of something in there to make it more interesting. So sometimes you might see things like a guy hammering something and he'll accidentally hit his fingers or something. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, those details work really nicely with the environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
And, you know, when the players explore the valley, they will find things like letters, like notes, and other traces of things that transpired in the area before Cohen makes his appearance.
Yeah.
We invite our players to look into every nook and cranny of the map, because they will certainly find things like, you know, some small stories, items, or notes left by people who once lived there.
Yeah. There are those echoes of the past pretty much everywhere in the world. It's awesome. And I think that the world also reacts to Cohen, reacts to the player. Sometimes just walking through the world, you might see people being captured by vampires and some prisoners going around, and you can attack the vampires and free those prisoners. I think that's awesome, and those actions will have consequences.
I totally agree. I mean, it's all about, you know, choices and consequences, right?
Yeah.
The simplest example of that would be if a player kills a blacksmith in a village. So the forge, of course, becomes closed, and Cohen has to take his business elsewhere, right?
Yeah, it's like imitating the real world, where all the things that you do will have consequences.
Yep, and, you know, both Cohen and our players will soon find out that Vale Sangora is beautiful, but it can also be quite unforgiving.
Yeah, I think this is what I like the most in our game, that there's this great contrast. Like, on one hand, you have this amazing, beautiful, serene world, and on the other hand, there's this really strong, tough story. There are tough decisions and dark themes, and I think this is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, the more they talk about it, it's so fascinating. That's pretty. I'm gonna have that where World Awakened. Chapter 2.
When creating a game such as the Blood of Dawnwalker, it's important to make sure that the open world never feels empty. Every area, every village, every forest should feel like it has life, purpose, and something to discover, right?
Exactly.
The world should feel rich and believable, full of people, animals, monsters, and secrets, but never overwhelming.
I specifically remember the first time I went up to the mountains in our game, and I saw the Uriashi village. It really felt like a completely different place than Veosangora. So close and yet so far away. So familiar, but also so different. And then it started snowing.
And that's another element of creating the real world. The weather, like rain, fog, or as you mentioned, snow.
Yeah. Even though the time of day doesn't move until you make some certain actions, there is still an active weather system.
And the sounds. The waterfall hitting rocks, singing birds, rustle of the forest.
It all matters for how you experience the world, and for it not to feel like it's standing still.
Speaking of time.
It's been a hot topic since day one, right?
It has, so it's important to highlight that it's not a real time. It's not a timer or ticking clock. It's not meant to frustrate or rush you. In our game, you can still freely explore the world, fight, analyze your build, and talk with random villagers. And time doesn't move.
Like already said, in order to move time in a game, you have to reach a certain point of the quest or choose a certain dialogue option. You will always have an indicator of what actions are gonna actually move time and by how much.
It's like a resource. You can either pay attention to, strategically picking up quests and control the time, or just go with the flow of the game and let the time pass by.
Exactly. It's a resource, a framing device for the narrative and gameplay elements. You already know that Cohen's family has been kidnapped by Brances, and Cohen will have only 30 days to save them. But after that, the game won't end. Just the circumstances will change.
And that's where the world itself comes into play.
That's this time thing is very interesting because it seems we use the shrines time passes, so is that like a day? And certain quests do it? But
we
normal
talked about the
stuff
weather
doesn't?
effects and look at all that snow. But let's not get distracted and talk about the narrative.
Of course, many quests and events aren't just mechanical tasks. They all tell the story. We design the world, so exploration, interactions, and activities all add to the narrative.
Yes, and as players explore, they don't just get to see the world, right? They get to live its stories. And that's when we can finally talk about our newest trailer. It's largely built from these cinematic moments that highlight key story beats and the emotions we want players to feel.
It reveals bonds and conflicts with our allies, betrayals, sorrow, romances, and all the hard decisions affecting Cohen and his family. I do think they play a lot with our emotions, don't they?
And that's what we are striving for, right? This trailer is really unique because this time it's not only about Cohen. We get to meet his family, potential allies, and other secondary characters for the very first time. And we learn some about their motivations and agendas.
We meet Cohen's family in idyllic, happy scenes. Cohen's love for them is clear, and each member of the family is unique. Lunka, the younger sister, whom he protects. Mirto, the younger brother, still learning about the world.
Oh,
and
no.
Yana, older sister. But there is hidden darkness lurking beneath.
Oh yes. Poverty, illness, and other heavy emotions emerge. Esme, mother of Cohen, is struggling from trauma and fear of the vampires. There is also
Valid.
Pieter, who's Cohen's father, basically tries really hard to keep this family together. But he also sometimes feels really helpless.
It can't be easy for Cohen.
I mean, when your whole place is run by a set of vampires, I feel like, yeah, it'd be pretty stressful.
Cohen's world is not only shaped by his family, but also by the people around him. Workers, miners, and neighbors, they all create a community that is the backbone of life in Vale Sangora.
Exactly. For example, there's Anka, who may be more than just a village healer. She is mysterious and resourceful, and comes with knowledge of herbs and magic that, eventually, Cohen comes to rely on. But she also hides her secrets.
And there is Marat, rebellion leader. He has strong moral compass, and he truly believes that the princess's rule must end. But he's not certain if alternatives will be better.
At some point of the trailer, you can also see Laka, who has her own mission and personal goal, which takes precedence over anything else in her life. And that often puts her at odds with others.
There are a lot of amazing characters waiting for Cohen along his journey.
Agreed. Each of these characters has their own motivations, story, and impact on Cohen's journey. They are not just side characters or companions. They shape the world around Cohen and make it feel alive, reactive, and deeply connected.
Their fate, and also Cohen's fate, and how he will shape as a person, heavily depends on the players.
Oh yes, I cannot wait for the players to experience all the difficult choices for themselves. The bonds, the conflicts. Every encounter and every decision matters.
And it's a world that stays with you.
Yeah, a story of family, loyalty, rebellion, and the cost of the choices we make.
They're coming together. What a cool way to do this. God, the music is... Oh no. Incredible. God, that was so good.
And where do we begin?
That was
It
great.
has to be with that
Shit.
music.
It is a bit different, right?
It is so much energy in that track. Wow. And a load of cool insights as well. We learned a couple of different character names. They've been revealed. We know Myrto, Anka, Lakra, and now Marat too.
Yes, the most vigilant of you might already know some of these names. I teased them on our Reddit and Discord. Like Cohen's siblings, Myrto, Yanna, and Lunka, of course. Everyone knows Lunka. Anka and Lakra from our January teaser. And yes, Marat is the new one. He's the leader of the rebellion, and you could notice him in the trailer too.
Yeah, I saw him in the trailer, but I saw a few other characters as well that I don't think I recognized.
No, and you will not know more about them because I cannot share too much to not spoil anything. You'll need to meet the others in the game in September the 3rd.
September the 3rd, okay, got it. I'll wait till then. But if I'm not mistaken, the pre-order should be launched any time now.
I think we might be already live.
Well, what a perfect time for us to look at the different editions of the game, starting off with the digital editions.
There is 2 of them, the Standard Edition and the Eclipse Edition, which comes with a digital world compendium, a digital comic book, and a digital soundtrack.
And we also have the physical editions as well.
Yes, the first print of the Standard Edition, we're calling it the Day 1 edition, will additionally include the steelbook and a map of Ves Angora. It will be available at retail worldwide, both for pre-orders and for the release while supplies last. Just please make sure to check the product description on your retailer's store page to confirm the included items, as their availability may vary by region.
Really exciting to get more than just a disc in a physical edition. I do love a game map. But next up, we have that collector's edition, and this one has a lot in it. It deserves its own introduction.
Oh.
Peggy 18.
All right. You have my attention. Cool. Okay, neat. Oh, shit. World Compendium. Oh, man. That's how they're gonna get me. Steelbook, cool. The world map and the compendium. That's pretty cool. Right? I feel like I might care about this. Like, I'm a big fan of figures, statues, obviously. I feel like I'd be more into it probably after we play the game. Right, kind of like the idea of like when I played The Witcher 3, I was like, oh, Geralt's pretty cool. You know, but I don't think I could have really appreciated like a Geralt statue until playing The Witcher 3. I feel like that's what this is for me. But the map, the compendium, the steelbook's pretty cool, the box is neat. I still have my, can't see it here, but I have my God of War Ragnarok collector's edition box. Yeah, that's pretty sick. The one thing about this up here though, in the top right, the pre-order of the armor set, it says early unlock content. You can also obtain the item later in game. So essentially, you're not getting an exclusive pre-order armor, right? You're just getting it early. So if you don't pre-order it, you're not really losing, which is nice. We like that, you know. If you're gonna do it, that's a good way to do it. 60 pages. Hardcover compendium. Very cool. So even with the collector's edition, you get the base game, the steelbook, and I'm assuming you get the disc. Like everything's on the disc, right? Because the digital content is just the compendium, soundtrack, comic book, and armor. Neat. Is he's okay? So PC is exclusively digital, of course it is. But oh, that's pretty. Let's see, but how much is this? Like 200, 250,
Awesome.
289.
Let's break down what we just saw there.
Okay, so in addition to the standard day 1 content, so the steelbook, the map of Ves Angora, and the game, of course, you will also get a code to redeem the digital Eclipse edition, which comes with the digital soundtrack, digital comic book, and digital World Compendium, as well as a physical edition of the World Compendium and our special Quen figurine. All of it packed in an amazing box that you can see on the screen. It will be available in the Bandai Namco stores and selected retailers.
It's really cool. Everything from the other editions and more. It's just what you want from a collector's edition.
Yes.
I need it just for that statue, let's be honest.
Oh, I know, right? Shout out to all of the
It is a cool
talented
statue.
people working on all of the editions, to be honest. And one more thing, as a small thank you to those of you who decide to show their support by pre-ordering the game, you will receive a code for an early unlock of this Sangoran Wafers armor set for Cohen. But worry not, if you don't pre-order, you will still be able to find this armor set later in the game.
Oh, I'm glad you can still find it later in the game
There we
as
go.
well. That's really cool.
Beautiful.
We still have that behind-the-scenes video waiting for you all, so do stick around to the end to check that. But that is it from us in the studio today. Don't forget, you can still hear more about the Blood of Dawnwalker on all of our official social media channels.
Yes, follow us if you'd like to stay up to date with the Blood of Dawnwalker. And remember, you can pre-order the game already on Steam, PlayStation Store, and Xbox Store. It's coming out on September
Already, right now.
3rd.
It is indeed. Thank you for joining us, everyone. Stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Oh, okay. I think they're going to include the rest of it here. Yeah.
My name is Maciej Kwiatkowski, and I'm a motion capture performer, stuntman, and action designer. In the Blood of Dawnwalker, I was responsible for creating fight choreography and performance. I've been doing this for more than 20 years now, but this project was different. So first we need to understand the system, and then we create fitting choreography, and then we take care of the visual aspects. The main task and the biggest challenge is to find this balance between those two.
My name is Jan Bochowicz. I'm MMA fighter, professional fighter.
He's the one they were talking about.
Former UFC champion. In the Blood of Dawnwalker, I play Bakir, vampire boss. Why I decide to be part of this project? Because I'm a gamer. I love games. New adventure for me, new experience, so my dreams come true. And that was like easy decision for me. When I hear about this game, I was excited about the story, what's gonna happen, about the hero, about the gameplay, you know, everything that's gonna be something new. Working with Maciek, you know, he's one of the best in the world. He tell me what to do, how to do it. Very nice. I can work with people like him every day.
This is so cool. This is neat. I love this ship.
Our approach to human fighting style was more grounded, I would say. Basically, as a human would use the sword. So when the night comes and Cohen turns into a vampire, we can introduce his superhuman strength, his superhuman speed. It all is visible in his fighting style.
Bakir fighting style is... I like it because I'm similar to him, you know. My style is very simple, but very good in fight. My first reaction when I see him, that he's big, strong, but he's not so handsome like me. That was my first reaction. But I said, okay, I can play him.
Seems like a badass character.
We work very closely with the dev team. It's a constant back and forth between design, choreography, and then the performance, because they're, you know, one thing influences another. Vampire combat is more over the top.
That's so cool. This, I don't know, man. I love watching behind the scenes stuff.
I would say I enjoyed the most overcoming the obstacles. So overcoming the challenges. This project was particularly challenging because of the combat system, and we wanted to find this perfect balance between immersive and responsive combat and visually engaging moves. But once we did it, we were absolutely blown away by the effect.
I don't think that I use any Bakir moves. He used mine. people gonna like him and fear him, and I hope so that I'm gonna kill every player, even, you know, minimum 5 times.
I hope so.
I just can't wait to see players' reactions, but I'm pretty sure they will love it.
They're gonna have, you know, amazing adventure to play this game. Seeing the game, fear Bakir because that's me.
He seems so likable as a person. I mean, how cool is that gonna be, right? To be brought in as a fan. It's like, yeah, you wanna mocap this really cool ass character. So cool. He does seem like it was a person seems really nice, really cool dude, and his character seems so. I really, really any of the vampire leadership seems really interesting, and I'm curious how much we're going to be able to interact with them, and then our allies, right? Because I think this is the end. Oh, there's a little bit left, but the allies that we've met, like, do we have to ally with them? And if we do, or don't, how does that work? I don't know. The credits. Okay, this will go on for like a minute or two. But this was super fucking cool. This was great. Because I know there was like little things that they've shown off, and I wasn't following the game like super hard because it was more waiting for them to come out and be like, look at all this shit we're working on, show off the gameplay, show off stuff, right? Rather than kind of searching, keeping an eye out for like little tidbits and everything. You know, we're looking for the meal, not the snacks. And this was fucking great. So not only do we get an idea of the story, we saw the story trailer, we've seen their, you know, philosophy to the open world and how like choice influences things, and not just like, oh, you choose to, you know, kill this person or not kill this person, right? And it's like, there's your choice, but it's like that choice can, like, you know, domino effect other things, or maybe it affects something 3 quests down that you don't really know about yet. And the fact that they even made that comment about, oh, if you kill a blacksmith in a town, well, there's no more blacksmith, he's gone, right? So you got to go somewhere else. And I think that's really interesting because it's an interesting example, because I do wonder if that implies that there could be a situation like that and you have to make a choice, or if you go and just start, you know, going ham and you end up killing an innocent blacksmith by accident, you know, or I don't know, some other circumstances I can't think of right now. And then the fact that there's the corruption system, which I think is really interesting, because the more you feed ups your corruption, right? Which sounds bad, right? Which sounds like a bad thing, but it enhances your vampire side. But then you have the magic side, which is all like the witchcraft and everything, and you can use that in combination with your vampire and your sword fighting. And the fact that there's 3 different styles, and clearly going to be some builds going on there. I think this would be really interesting. Really interesting game. And then the size of the map, I'd definitely be curious, because it looks great. It looks phenomenal. And the fact that we're only 4 months away from experiencing it, I could have never guessed. I could have never guessed. I feel like if I had to have guessed, it definitely wouldn't have been till at least like next year. Because I think the January teaser that they referenced is the one I'm imagining that I did see. was very brief. But I mean, we saw the wall rocking, the wall walking here.
Sense of our surroundings.
I gotta know how often you can do this, because this seems like such a cool thing, right? Now, obviously, you have to do these for the towers, it seems. And then getting to the top of the towers, you have like the observation points.
Few brave these woods.
And I mean, it gives you
chock full of
it gives us a sense of scale. Like just how big this place is. It's a valley, so it's contained, right? It's not some big, several. I'm trying to think of the way to say it. There's a lot of Witcher DNA in here, and I think that's a great thing. And what I'm segueing into is, I'm curious how this compares to the size of the map of The Witcher 3. Not that if it's smaller, it's a bad thing, or if it's bigger, it's a bad thing. Like, that doesn't matter. It's more the idea that having an open world like this, it's one of the maps that I think about. What I compare to, when places say, oh, we have a big open world. Like, okay. Okay, well, I have an example that I use as a reference. And it seems pretty good, because we have, like, obviously this place and everything down here, but then there's like all the way out here. And I'm curious, because it seems like we can go quite a ways. Quite a ways. And then, I mean, the fact that like little stories will be happening, little encounters will show up. Because it seems, even though time is going, both in the sense of like the days going by, but I guess like day and night, like the world moves on. That's my point. The world carries on. And so I am very interested to see how much the world feels alive. Because it's pretty. This game is fucking beautiful. It's kind of crazy. It really is. It looks great. So I can only imagine what this actually looks like at like 4K. Probably some crazy business. The wolf transformation, that's pretty sick. I didn't expect that.
On that later.
That was pretty cool.
What was that?
It's quicker and more agile, though it comes with some limitations. There's
like, that's such a cool idea, because instead of like, obviously, like, you could no horse mount, right? You just become wolf. You become wolf. It's neat. Obviously, you got the compass up here, and I mean, I'm sure you could turn it off if you don't want something like that, because outside of this is a pretty minimal UI. There's not a lot going on, which I appreciate. Right? You got like the items down here, and then the quest and like the day, right? Nighttime, time left until dawn. Everything with an hourglass seems to take down from these days, which is a big thing I'm curious about. And I don't think we're going to really know until we like play it ourselves, like get our hands on it. Because when say, oh, well, you can do things in the open world and explore, and the time won't move. It's like, okay, cool, great. But if you do like a quest that takes a day away, are you going to feel pressured to avoid certain quests and have that time taken away? Right? And they even kind of mention that, right? It's like, are you going to ride along and just have the days go down? Or you're going to be more strategic about what missions you do? And I think in a narrative sense, it does make sense, right? You got 30 days to the coronation, and they're literally giving you those 30 days. So I'm trying to think, is it going to feel good or is it going to feel bad to do? Right? Because I know whenever there's time constraints on, especially in a game where it's like open world, free form, kind of go wherever, do whatever, The second you start kind of imposing like, oh, well, you have now a time limit in certain things, it can affect the way that you approach the world versus how you would probably naturally do it. But I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. I think it's neat. But if you're spending a lot of time and you're like leveling up and then you want to get your perks and the perks start cutting down time, I think that's gonna be an interesting one. Because if you want to get a bunch of perks, you're chiseling off, you know, days or hours or however, right? Because I don't imagine every single perk is a day, right? I don't know. It's a thought. It's a thought that I had after all this, and I think it's valid, right?
Voracious Bite allows us to...
This was neat. So you do this voracious bite, right? It's basically like a sneak attack, and yeah, from what it seems like, the Z's, right? Like this is gonna knock him out. This is gonna kill him. But because the other guys interrupted the drink sesh, so he was able to at least knock him out.
To drink blood from an unsuspecting enemy and gain the upper...
Yep. Well, let's go. Yeah, so it like cracked. So it's like, yeah, he's knocked out, but he's not enough to be killed by it.
Gain fully as his comrades quickly come to his aid.
The combat feels so, like, this is what I mean, like the combat, the music feels
We use
very
shriek to briefly
familiar with The Witcher, but with like more going on. And I think that's a great thing. Because I love The Witcher 3 combat. And I don't think that's a point of criticism in any way to be like, oh, this reminds me of The Witcher 3 combat. It's like, obviously, the guys that worked on The Witcher 3, some of those guys are doing this, right? And it could be one of those like, oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it feels like exactly what that is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Enhance it. So like the parries, the dodge, the different skills you could do, which have cooldowns. And then over here is interesting. Move this. Right, so you got the cooldown right here. You got these. Don't exactly know what these are. Maybe these are the voracious bites, maybe? I don't know. We obviously have our health, our level. We have an upgrade point. Stamina, maybe? I don't know. Obviously, it'll all make sense. And I mean, I'm not going to speculate too crazy, but right now, but this is a pretty cool menu. This is pretty cool to see. Because we got witchcraft, sword mastery, vampirism, character, active abilities, inventory, crafting, journal map, court glossary. Right, got level 21. So, that's not our level, that's our corruption is 6. Level 21. Level 21. And see, this is what I mean. Learn for 1 sun point. Right, which I imagine is a skill point. And it takes 1 hourglass, which I imagine is just 1 tick here versus like an entire day. So if you had all 3 of these, this would be 4 ticks of the day. So this would be half a day to learn these 3 perks. Right, then you got ultimate perks down here at the bottom.
The hourglass.
Right, ultimate perks down here, and these 3. A lot of builds. Curious, there's this one, like carrying weight, maybe? Speed, strength, abilities. I don't know. This is gonna be cool, right? I could break this down even more. I'm sure I could sit here and stare at this for an hour, dissecting little tiny things. The burning blood thing I think is really cool. The combination of the witchcraft, vampirism, and swordplay. I don't know. It's obviously like again, it does kind of harken back to the different styles and builds that you can have with Geralt in The Witcher 3. And I'm very curious what you can do with this. So I now hand this over to you. Thank you so much for watching. I want to know what you guys think. You tell me. You tell me, what are your impressions of this, right? Because it looks great to me, but there are some questions I have still. But definitely, let me know what you guys think in the comments, because these are the ones I don't. No, you're not really. You might not be really important. It's you three. But a big one. You might be too. I don't know. I don't know. It seemed so. This is gonna be a hell of a time. Good story, interesting characters, interesting combat, interesting world. So anyway, yeah, I'll stop yapping for now. I said my piece. Let's talk in the comments. And thanks again for watching. This has been pretty cool. This has been great. So definitely look forward to hearing what you guys have to say and your opinions, your thoughts. So see you guys in the next video. Whatever that ends up being. Bye-bye.